February 2022, New York City. A woman in a leopard print coat steps out of a taxi on the Lower East Side. Her name is Heather Morgan, but online she goes by something else. Razzlekhan, the crocodile of Wall Street. She is a rapper, a Forbes contributor, a self-proclaimed serial entrepreneur. Her music videos feature her dancing awkwardly in Times Square, rapping about being a boss. Critics call her the worst rapper on the internet. She does not care. She has 349 YouTube subscribers, a TikTok following that barely cracks 4 digits, and a husband named Ilya who works in tech. What nobody knows is that Heather Morgan is sitting on a secret worth $4.5 billion because 6 years earlier, her husband did something that would make him one of the most successful hackers in history. He broke into one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges on Earth, stole 119,754 Bitcoin, and got away with it. Here's the twist. The largest cryptocurrency heist in history was not solved by blockchain forensics or international task forces. It was solved by a spreadsheet, a single file saved to cloud storage, containing every wallet address, every private key, every piece of evidence needed to send them both to prison. The thieves defeated military-grade encryption, multi-signature wallets, layers of digital security designed to be unbreakable, but they could not resist the convenience of Dropbox. How did a Russian-American tech entrepreneur steal $72 million in Bitcoin that would grow to $10 billion? How did his rapper wife become the most mocked criminal in internet history? And how did one lazy backup destroy what should have been the perfect digital crime? August 2nd, 2016, Hong Kong. Bitfinex is one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world. Hundreds of thousands of users trust it with their Bitcoin, their life savings, their retirement funds, their belief in the future of decentralized money. The exchange uses a security system considered state-of-the-art, multi-signature wallets provided by a company called BitGo. Every transaction requires multiple cryptographic keys to authorize. No single point of failure. No single person can move funds without approval. In theory, it is unhackable. In practice, a 24-year-old from Russia is about to prove otherwise. Ilya Lichtenstein is not a career criminal. He is a tech entrepreneur, founder of a company called MixRank that sells data analytics software. He has a degree from the University of Wisconsin. Clean record, no history of theft. But Ilya has a secret talent. He understands computer systems the way a surgeon understands anatomy. He can see the veins beneath the skin, the weaknesses beneath the security, and he has found one in Bitfinex. The vulnerability is not in the cryptography. It is not in the wallets themselves. It is in the way Bitfinex communicates with BitGo to authorize transactions. Ilya discovers he can inject commands directly into this system, make it believe unauthorized transactions are legitimate. On a humid August night, Ilya strikes. He does not kick down doors, does not bypass alarms. He sits at a computer and types. His code slithers through Bitfinex's network like a digital ghost. It reaches the withdrawal authorization system, and it starts signing. Over the next several hours, Ilya initiates more than 2,000 unauthorized transactions. Each one moves Bitcoin from Bitfinex's hot wallet to addresses he controls. The exchange's security system watches every transaction happen and approves every single one. By the time anyone realizes what is happening, 119,754 Bitcoin is gone. At the time of theft, this is worth approximately $72 million, a staggering sum. But Ilya has no idea what he truly possesses, because Bitcoin is about to go on the greatest bull run in financial history. By 2021, those stolen coins will be worth over $4.5 billion. By 2024, over $10 billion. Ilya Lichtenstein has just committed what may be the most valuable theft in human history, and nobody knows who did it. The crypto world erupts. Bitfinex halts trading. Bitcoin's price crashes 20% in hours. Thousands of customers lose their savings. Message boards fill with panic. Fingers point in every direction. But the hacker is a ghost. No fingerprints, no witnesses, no leads. The Bitcoin sits in a wallet labeled 1CGA4S. The blockchain records every fraction of every coin, but it cannot tell anyone who controls the keys. Ilya waits. He does not touch the money, does not spend a single Satoshi. He knows that any movement will attract attention. The entire cryptocurrency community is watching that wallet like hawks circling prey. 5 months pass, then Ilya begins to move. The problem with stealing Bitcoin is that Bitcoin never forgets. Every transaction is recorded on a public ledger that anyone can view. Every coin has a history that stretches back to the moment it was created. You can steal Bitcoin, but you cannot erase where it came from. Ilya knows this, so he builds a labyrinth. He creates dozens of wallets, hundreds. Each one holds a tiny fraction of the stolen funds. He moves coins through cryptocurrency mixers, services like Bitcoin Fog, Helix, and Chip Mixer that blend coins from multiple users to obscure their origins. Clean money goes in, dirty money comes out. In theory, untraceable. He opens accounts on darknet markets, Alphabet, Hydra, platforms built for anonymity. He converts Bitcoin to other cryptocurrencies, Monero, Dash, coins designed specifically to be private. He creates fake identities, forged documents, shell companies in countries with loose financial regulations. He programs automated systems to move tiny amounts across thousands of transactions. Each movement adds another layer of confusion. And then Ilya meets Heather. Heather Morgan is not like Ilya. She is loud where he is quiet, chaotic where he is methodical. She grew up in California, studied economics at UC Davis, moved to Hong Kong, taught herself to code, became an entrepreneur. She and Ilya meet in 2016, shortly after the hack. They marry 2 years later. By all accounts, it is love. Strange, eccentric, incomprehensible love. But love. In 2019, Ilya tells Heather the truth. She does not run, does not call the police. Instead, she becomes his partner. Heather throws herself into the laundering operation with manic energy. She opens bank accounts under fake names in Russia and Ukraine. She travels overseas to pick up cash converted from cryptocurrency. She buys gold coins, Walmart gift cards, NFTs, anything that can transform digital numbers into physical value. And she buries gold coins in a location known only to her. The money flows through a maze so complex that even Ilya needs a spreadsheet to track it all. That spreadsheet will destroy them. But first, Heather Morgan becomes Razzlekhan. Nobody knows exactly why Heather Morgan decided to become a rapper. Maybe it was ego, maybe it was boredom, maybe it was the steam valve for a woman sitting on billions in stolen cryptocurrency while pretending to be normal. She creates a persona, Razzlekhan, named after Genghis Khan, but with more pizzazz. She also calls herself the Crocodile of Wall Street. She records music videos, dozens of them. In one, she dances through the financial district wearing knockoff designer clothes, rapping about being a boss who bows to no man. In another, she stands in Times Square, shouting lyrics about revolutionizing the economy. The production values are terrible. The lyrics are worse. The dancing is the kind of awkward shuffling you see at middle school dances. She posts articles on Forbes. She gives talks at marketing conferences. She builds a personal brand as an eccentric tech entrepreneur, someone memorable, someone people notice. It is the worst possible strategy for a woman trying to avoid attention. Because here is the thing about Heather Morgan. She craves the spotlight. She cannot help herself. While Ilya methodically moves money through an invisible maze, Heather posts evidence of their lifestyle on social media. Designer clothes, expensive dinners, art on the walls, a life of casual wealth that does not match their visible income. Investigators will later study her music videos, frame by frame, looking for clues, finding them. But that comes later. For now, Razzlekhan dances through New York City, rapping about success while sitting on the largest cryptocurrency fortune ever stolen. She has no idea that the FBI is already watching. The investigation into the Bitfinex hack never stops. Federal agents from the IRS Criminal Investigation Unit and the FBI spend years tracing the money. Blockchain analysis tools improve. Algorithms get smarter. What was once invisible becomes slowly, painfully visible. They watch as coins move through mixers. They track wallets as they splinter and recombine. They follow the money through darknet markets that eventually get seized by law enforcement. Each seizure produces records. Each record produces leads. The labyrinth that Ilya built so carefully begins to crack. By 2021, investigators have traced a significant portion of the stolen Bitcoin to to wallets connected to exchanges where accounts were opened with forged documents. They subpoena records. They analyze IP addresses. They cross-reference timestamps. And then they get the break that ends everything. Ilya Lichtenstein, the meticulous hacker who defeated military-grade security, made one catastrophic mistake. He stored a spreadsheet in his cloud account. This spreadsheet contains everything: every wallet address holding stolen Bitcoin, every private key needed to access the funds, a complete roadmap to billions of dollars in cryptocurrency. He encrypted the file, used strong passwords, took precautions, but he stored it online, accessible, subpoena-able. When federal agents obtain access to Ilya's cloud storage, they find the keys to the kingdom. Literally. On February 8, 2022, FBI agents descend on Ilya and Heather's apartment in Manhattan. They are arrested without incident. Heather, ever the performer, reportedly tries to lock herself in a bathroom with a phone. Agents break down the door. The Department of Justice announces the seizure of approximately 94,636 Bitcoin. At the time, worth $3.6 billion, the largest financial seizure in American history. But that is not what captures the internet's attention. What captures the internet's attention is Razzlekhan. Within hours of the arrest, someone finds her music videos, her Forbes articles, her LinkedIn posts about being a serial entrepreneur, her TikToks about business success. The internet explodes. Versace Bedouin goes viral. Not because it is good, because it is the strangest thing anyone has ever seen a billion-dollar criminal produce. News anchors play clips on television. Late-night hosts make jokes. Twitter threads dissect every frame. Heather Morgan becomes the most famous criminal in America, not for what she stole, for how badly she rapped. The memes write themselves. Bitcoin Bonnie and Clyde. The world's worst rapper turns out to be the world's biggest money launderer. You cannot make this up. But behind the jokes is a serious case, one that will take years to resolve. August 2023, Washington, D.C. Federal Courthouse. Ilya Lichtenstein stands before a judge. He is about to make a confession that will shock even investigators who spent years on the case. He admits,
I came here to tell the truth. I was the original. Everything that followed was a copy. I made them. All of them. You were right to suspect me, and now you know why.
Until this moment, it was not publicly known who breached Bitfinex. The FBI knew Ilya and Heather laundered the money, but the hacker could have been someone else, a partner, an associate, someone who passed the Bitcoin to Ilya to clean. Now the truth is clear. Ilya Lichtenstein is not just a money launderer. He is the mastermind, the programmer who found the vulnerability, the ghost who initiated 2,000 transactions in a single night. He pleads guilty to conspiracy to commit money laundering. The maximum sentence is 20 years. Heather pleads guilty to money laundering conspiracy and conspiracy to defraud the United States. She faces up to 5 years, but there is a twist. Both agree to cooperate extensively with federal prosecutors. Ilya testifies against Roman Sterlingov, the alleged operator of Bitcoin Fog, one of the mixers he used to launder the stolen coins. Sterlingov is convicted and sentenced to 12.5 years. Ilya and Heather provide information on other cryptocurrency crimes, names, methods, wallets, the full picture of how digital money laundering works in the 2020s. In exchange, prosecutors recommend leniency. November 2024, sentencing day. Ilya Lichtenstein receives 5 years in prison, a fraction of the maximum. The judge cites his cooperation, his lack of prior criminal history, the fact that he did not spend most of the stolen money on himself. Heather Morgan receives 18 months. Prosecutors note that she was not involved in the original hack. She only learned the truth in 2020, and before her involvement in her husband's scheme, she had a clean record. December 2024, Netflix releases a documentary, Biggest Heist Ever, tells the story of the Bitfinex hack. Directed by Chris Smith, who made Fire and Bad Vegan, it features interviews with investigators, cybersecurity experts, and people who knew the couple. The documentary raises questions that remain unanswered. Why did Ilya do it? Was there another mastermind? What about his travels to Russia and Ukraine? Are there national security implications? Heather criticizes the documentary, says it weaponized her persona, portrayed her unfairly, but she does not disappear. January 2026. Ilya posts on social media that he too has been released early. Same reason. The First Step Act allows non-violent offenders to earn credits toward early release through rehabilitation programs. The hacker who stole $72 million in Bitcoin, which grew to $10 billion, served approximately 1 year in federal prison. Heather teases new music, a song called Razzlekhan versus the United States. Reports suggest she is in talks for a multi-part series about her life under house arrest and cooperation with the DOJ. Amazon MGM Studios is developing a feature film based on her life. The Crocodile of Wall Street is free, and she is not done performing. Of the 119,754 Bitcoins stolen from Bitfinex in 2016, the federal government has recovered over 119,000. At current prices, those coins are worth more than $10 billion. It is the largest financial recovery in Department of Justice history, larger than any bank robbery.